In a peaceful village surrounded by green fields, tall trees, and colorful flowers, there lived a young boy who loved exploring nature. Every day after finishing his work, he would walk through the nearby forest with his best friend, a clever white rabbit. The rabbit was small, gentle, and surprisingly wise. Wherever the boy went, the rabbit followed. Together, they spent hours discovering new paths, listening to birds sing, and enjoying the beauty of nature. One bright morning, the boy and the rabbit decided to explore a part of the forest they had never visited before. As they walked deeper into the woods, they noticed an old wooden sign hidden behind thick vines. Curious, the boy pushed the vines aside and found a narrow path leading into the forest. Excited by the discovery, he followed the path with the rabbit hopping beside him. After a long walk, they reached a beautiful clearing where a magnificent apple tree stood, covered with bright red apples. The apples looked fresh, juicy, and delicious. The boy had never seen so many apples on a single tree. His eyes sparkled with excitement. He immediately thought about collecting the apples and selling them in the village market to earn money and help his family. The rabbit smiled and said it was a wonderful idea, but warned him not to share the plan before it was completed.
The boy agreed, but as he walked back to the village, he could not stop thinking about the amazing discovery. The next morning, while talking with friends near the village well, he proudly told them about the hidden apple tree. His friends became excited and shared the news with others. Soon, nearly everyone in the village knew about the secret tree. When the rabbit heard this, he became worried and reminded the boy about his warning. But the boy simply laughed and said there were plenty of apples for everyone. A few days later, the boy prepared baskets and returned to the forest, expecting to begin his small business. However, when he arrived, he was shocked. Many villagers had already reached the clearing. Some were filling baskets, some were loading carts, and others were climbing the tree, picking every apple they could find. The tree that once overflowed with fruit was now nearly empty. Only a few apples remained. The boy stood silently as he realized that his great opportunity had disappeared. He returned home with only a handful of apples and a heart full of disappointment.
That evening, the boy sat beside a quiet river with the rabbit and admitted that he should have listened to the advice. The rabbit gently explained that mistakes can teach valuable lessons if we learn from them. Determined to move forward, the boy continued exploring the forest. Several weeks later, he discovered a small piece of fertile land beside a clear stream. The soil looked rich and perfect for growing crops. An idea immediately came to his mind. He decided to start a vegetable garden. This time, however, he remembered the lesson of the apple tree and told no one except the rabbit. Every morning he worked quietly, clearing the land, preparing the soil, planting seeds, and carrying water from the stream to nourish the crops. Day after day, he continued working without seeking attention or praise. Whenever villagers asked what he was doing, he simply smiled and changed the subject. Slowly, tiny green shoots appeared from the soil. The shoots became plants, and the plants grew strong and healthy. Weeks turned into months, and soon rows of beautiful vegetables filled the garden. There were carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers, and many other fresh crops. The boy felt proud, but remained focused on his work.
When harvest season finally arrived, he carefully collected the vegetables and carried them to the village market. The villagers were amazed by the freshness and quality of the produce. Customers quickly gathered around his stall, and within a short time, everything was sold. The boy earned more money than ever before. Week after week, he returned with new harvests, and each one sold out just as quickly. His garden became more successful with every passing month. Soon, people began asking how he had achieved such success.
Smiling, the boy explained that he had learned to work quietly. He told them that the first time he had a good idea, he shared it with everyone before accomplishing anything and lost the opportunity. This time, he focused on hard work instead of talking about his plans. He allowed his results to speak for themselves. The rabbit smiled proudly as the villagers understood the lesson. From that day forward, the boy became known not only for his successful garden, but also for his wisdom. As the years passed, his business grew, his family lived more comfortably, and he never forgot what he had learned. Sometimes, the best way to achieve a dream is to work on it quietly. Not everyone needs to know your plans. Stay focused, keep moving forward, and let your achievements tell the story. The moral of the story is simple. Don't tell your plans to everyone. Work quietly, stay focused, and let your success make the noise.